What's up and welcome back to Premiere. I'm Ty, your host, and today we have a returning guest in the studio. We got my man Riq. What's up, man?
What up, what up?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations on the new project. Definitely checked it out. It's dope.
I appreciate it.
It really is, and we definitely gonna get into it throughout this interview.
For sure.
But let's start off with the title, 1919. How did you come about that title?
Just jump straight into it. Okay?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, 1919 represents it represents the amount of days I was locked up. I was locked up for 5 years and 3 months roughly, so it all added up to 1,919 days. And when I did the math on that, I don't know, the numbers just kind of stood out to me. I felt like it kind of had a ring to it, and it was like a deeper story behind it. So it was just a no-brainer to run with for the title, for real. I think it just made the most sense.
Okay, fat. So let's get into because we are gonna circle back on that
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get into the actual songs on the track, and I'll let you know. The Slave. It was Simple by Hours and Hours, and you had that come out before Hours and Hours actually popped, like before it went viral.
Yeah.
How did you know that beat was just gonna be like a banger?
It's infectious, man. It's something about that beat. It's just crazy. When I first heard it, it gave me a feel of like D'Angelo, How Does It Feel? Something with like a real 90s neo soul feel to it. And I felt like for me personally, for me to do a song like that, that'd just be something unique, because I feel like you kind of probably expecting a bunch of rap, or even if it is some R&B, more of like a trap soul thing, you're not really expecting like a full bearing of my soul on a record. So Slave it was special. It was supposed to be like my special moment, but
I can tell from the list.
Yeah, bro. But Hours and Hours was a good song. Like, I love that song. You know?
Yeah, well, I did too until they like overplayed it.
I mean, it's
like now it's just like
it is. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But that's the pros and cons of a good song. You know? Like it's just infectious. You know?
Definitely.
It's dope though.
Champagne showers, all the shrimp and lobster towers. Hold on, let me break it down. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. Yeah! I'm all yours. I'm a slave for you, baby. I'm all yours. I'm all yours.
So I definitely wanted to get into this. Okay, so I know like through your past projects you did a little bit singing or whatever through your albums, but this one it seemed like it was kind of almost half and half that you was singing and rapping.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about putting a project out of just you singing, just like a R&B hit or something like that?
I've thought about it, and it's not something that I would be against doing. I just, when I put a project together, more than anything, I want to just be able to show, every side of me. I'm not who I am on an R&B song 100% of the time in life. So I just feel like it wouldn't be realistic to me to do a project like that, because I look at these albums as like updates on my life. Like, this is where I am now. This is what's going on now. These are my thoughts since the last time you heard from me. So it wouldn't for me make a whole lot of sense to do a full R&B project, because I feel like I would be, first of all, alienating a certain side of my supporters, because they probably want to hear a certain sound from me, and me not giving that it's kind of unfair to them.
Right.
And I just feel like I got so much more to offer that it wouldn't be fair to just put myself in this box of just R&B, even if it is only for one project. So I'm not saying that it never happened. It's just not something
you just don't see it right now.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but I feel like we've been clicking, and we should just go missing. And sex is good for tension, and clothes are just a prison. So why be just friends when we could make this beneficial? I give you mine and you give me yours, like an opinion, You can't love nobody if I'm not that somebody. You can't fuck nobody if I'm not that somebody. You can't love nobody if I'm not that somebody. You can't fuck nobody if I'm not that somebody.
Going back to the album, because first of all, I want to say I appreciate the versatility. Like, you can do it all. More than just that, which we're gonna get into as far as throughout the interview. But you're very versatile. Right. But I do want to get into some of these songs. Like this album or this project that you came out, to me, it was very personal.
For sure.
You was really getting into your life story, and you mentioned a lot of things that people may not know about you. Like, I did want to get into Yolanda's song. And that song, you actually, the way that I took it, you had a verse where, like, you actually was talking about suicide. Where you were saying that, like, you know, like, when do you get to say that you don't want to be here anymore? Like, so talk about that. Has that been something that you've been dealing with, or is it just like, did you play off of the words, or?
Well, interesting fact about that song in particular. I actually wrote that while I was still locked up, and it was, I don't know. I can't even say I was really in a dark place at the time of writing that verse in particular. It was just more like, a culmination of all the feelings that I had over the course of the entire bid, because, you know, it'd be times where I was at my highs when I'm like, man, this ain't nothing. I only got like 3 years left. I'll be fine. And then it was other times where it's like, man, nigga, I got 3 years left. I ain't going there. Like, so it's just, it's the whole verse really is just a balancing act between like this unrealistic level of confidence and like this unfortunate realization of what reality is, and just trying to balance that out. And I feel like that's kind of like not too far-fetched for just life in general. Like, we all kind of walk that line. It's just more dramatic when you in like a life or death situation, which is kind of what I was in. So it just kind of played out like that, where, you know, at what point is it cool to say that I'm really tired of living? Like, I'm really tired of this shit.
But that's,
I hate it. You know?
That's real feelings, and I feel like people don't really, like, that's really what people are going through. They're just scared to say it for
sure.
So I appreciate you putting it in the music, and then like just turning it around. Like, yeah, those were thoughts, but that's not something that I committed with.
Money cool, but respect is more important. Now I know these niggas just be talking, and I should ignore it, but I'm Yolanda's son. Nigga, I ain't going for it. You tripping. And plus you pissing me off in the process. My dog is straight to plate if it's too much for me to digest. Don't mean I'm bitching up though, please don't take that out of context. This bitch I still put on for the set like I'm a prospect. My dogs wanna run down on you, I tell him not yet. Just watch his moves close like he in a dance contest. Blame it on the fact my mama had me in the projects. Now I got something to prove, like a little man complex. Quick question, at what point is it cool to say that I'm tired of living? Long as my mama forgive me, I can care less about how niggas feel about my decisions. I'm just one of them names niggas is dying to mention.
So without getting too deep into your actual crimes, can we talk about how did you end up, how did you get a bid without going too deep, like just surface level?
Long story short, just a robbery went wrong. Everybody's a gangster till it's time to be a gangster. Long story short, I blame it on myself, really, because when you put other people around you in positions that they're not ready for, you got to be ready to deal with the consequences of that. You know, and unfortunately, the people that I was with, they weren't prepared for the situation or its outcomes, and it showed once things unfolded. So,
yeah. And even speaking about that, on your song 1919, you talk about your mom, you having a conversation with your mom, and she's pretty much saying, like, I'm not happy that you are where you are, but at least I know where you are. Like, how did that make you feel, like, being in there, like, and hearing your mom say that?
My heart sunk in my stomach, like, but it really made me put things in perspective, like, you know, you never really realize how right your mama is about certain things until you see how wrong you was about certain things.
Facts.
You know, because I got locked up when I was 19. You know, you're a teenager. You know, you feel invincible. You drink all day and want to fight all the time. Well, at least that's where I was at. You know, and even deeper than that, as a youth, you know, we just be having this pent up anger. We just angry at the world and don't really know where it come from, and that just lead us to doing stuff. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Or it just leads you to doing shit, you know, with no real purpose, no real motive, no real ambition. You just doing shit. So, I mean, that lead to you never being around. Mama don't really know where you at, don't know what's going on with you. So then once you get locked up, it's like, it's peace of mind for her, because it's like, for one, hopefully the stupid nigga learn his lesson. For two, at least I know where he laying his head at every night. At least I know the chances of me getting a call that your son then got shot or some shit is slim to none now. So it's a blessing in disguise. It's an opportunity to really slow you down and give you perspective on things, right, as the person that's in the position. And for mama, you know, it's worst case scenario, but it still could be worse, if that makes sense. Right. So she just counting the blessings as they come, you know.
Yeah. And I definitely could tell that you learned like from that. And also what I like about it is in that same song, you let people know like, yeah, you thought it was what it was and you had your homeboys and you thought they was gonna hold you down or be there for you when you got into that when you got into that jam, but in reality it's not like that.
At all.
You only really got your mama. And those conversations that you banking on.
For sure.
So like do you still keep in contact with any of the people that you was riding with at first?
No.
It's a different word. It's a different
Yeah, I'm on probation, so it is against my probation to even be around them. So even if I did, nah. But in reality, nah, I ain't never I ain't ran into them. And it used to be a thing of mine, like what I'm gonna do when I see them, right?
Yeah.
Like how am I gonna act? But I'm just to a point now where it's like it ain't even really worth it, like, because at the end of the day, you know, niggas showed their true colors, and like I'm not gonna benefit nothing out of doing something to somebody that clearly does not care to see me locked up, you know. So they'll do it again, you know, and again and again and again. Right. So it's just one of them things where you gotta let it go. It's no whacker feeling than being the bigger person sometimes. But, you know what I mean? Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is.
Okay. I remember cold nights sitting in the cell. A nigga wouldn't snitch, so I had to take the L. The judge won't try and let a nigga get a bail. Reading old letters, getting tears on the mail. I remember praying every night to the Lord, like, please God, don't let the victims come to court. Felt like every time I prayed I got ignored. That's probably why I don't believe in them no more, nigga. I was on my own, I was all alone. Mama was the only one picking up the phone. I ain't had no bitches, and I ain't had no bros. Now it's just a bunch of fake love, cause I'm home. They're screaming free Riq, but they ain't send $1. They ain't write a letter, they ain't check up on my mama. 1900 in 19 days, everybody changed. Nothing was the same. These streets don't love you like they say they do.
So going back into it seemed like you had a lot of trauma, and you had a lot of trauma at such a young age, but you were still able to prevail. Like now you're a college student, like you're doing your thing, you rapping, you're known, you getting those numbers on YouTube and the Apple Music and stuff like that. How were you able to overcome all of that? All of that toxic and just negative things to get to where you are today.
Cause life is simple for real. Like when you overthink it, that's when it get hard. When you overcomplicate shit, that's when things start to falling apart. As long as you do what you know you fully capable of doing, and your mindset is geared towards that, and you're not doing nothing to really interfere with the bigger picture, then 9.999 times out of 10, things are gonna go your way. It's only when you get in your own way. And unfortunately, I was a person that would get in my own way early in my life. It's just to a point now where like I'm finally seeing the bigger picture. I'm finally seeing what really needs to be done in order to achieve the things that I want to do, and how a lot of my actions was counterproductive to that. So with this greater understanding, it's just easier for me to move and operate and get the things that I want out of life, because I know like A plus B equals C every time. And trying to throw some extra shit in there, you know, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. You're not going to get to C. You're going to end up somewhere else that you don't have no business because you're not moving. So that's really been the whole key, just moving right, thinking right, and avoiding the dumb shit, you know.
Would you give that advice to somebody that's up and coming, like somebody who's trying to do the same thing as you know, but kind of still stuck in like the street factor? Is that what you would tell them?
For sure, but you gotta want change for yourself. Like, like you can't like it's a saying that people be like, you know, everything happens for a reason. I don't believe that. I believe that everything happens and it's up to you to give it reason. Because if you don't learn from the shit that happens in life, then did it really happen for a reason? Did it really have a purpose, or was it just
another experience?
Yeah, just another experience, you know? Like, the shit be pointless. So it's up to you to really look at life and, you know, do some soul searching, be introspective. I mean, really dig inside yourself, figure out why you are the way you are, why you do the things that you do, and find a way to just be more productive with your thoughts and with your actions to get towards your goal. Because, you know, you can think about it and want it all day, but if you're not moving to go get it, then you're going to be forever stuck in a rut. You feel me?
No, yo, so I just want to know, how did you get here? Like, the mindset that you have, everything that you've been through, how do you have this type of mindset?
I feel like I always had it. I always been the smart one out of my niggas. It's just, you know, I just always applied it in the wrong places, you know? Like, instead of goddamn reading a book, I would, you know, play with a gun until I figured out the ins and outs of it, you know? Instead of studying some shit that could really be beneficial, I would, you know, study dumb shit or figure out goddamn how to eyeball better. Know what I mean? Or you eyeball the drugs. Know what I mean? So you ain't gotta weigh it. Like just dumb shit like that. Like just the application of my knowledge was just in the wrong places, and that led me to just doing stupid shit. Now I just feel like I can discern what makes sense to pay attention to and what's really a waste of my time and not towards the bigger goal. So I guess that.
I told my mama I ain't going back. Ain't gotta tell you I'm real, cause I'ma show you that. I ain't never slide on a nigga unless I owe him that. Empty out the whole thing and I ain't holding back. Elegant vibes, 10 on my side. Couple bands for this thing just to tell me the time. Don't trust that nigga cause he say he gon' ride. Cause niggas ain't who they saying they lines. They just say shit cause it rhyme. I don't trust niggas, no. Said I don't trust niggas, no. I got feelings but they just won't show. Cause these streets so cold.
We definitely gonna get into the versatility thing, like I was saying.
Cause I know where you going.
Exactly.
Cause I know where you going.
I didn't know before doing all of these big projects he's doing now. My man was like a known battle rapper, especially in VA. You didn't travel to Baltimore. You didn't battle people from Philadelphia. Why you looking like that? That's an accomplishment. That's one of your accolades.
That is a shameful part of my past.
Yo, I seen one of their videos. This dude. You was rapping against, I believe, his Body Bag. You was rapping against Smurf. That dude, yeah.
Body Bag Smurf.
And you was like,
shout out to Body Bag Smurf.
He was like, I'm done with you.
No, I hated that.
He was like, how you hate that?
I hated
it. Like that was so lit. How do you hate that?
Fun fact, I wasn't planning on doing that, but because at that point when I was battling Smurf, I was like what 2-0. Like I hadn't even lost a round. I was feeling myself. I was what 16 at the time, right?
Yeah.
So we battle. First round go cool. I won the first round. Spit my second round. His second round, this nigga come out swinging. Like she was like, oh my god, like this nigga's nice. Like I could actually lose. Like this is hectic. You know what I mean? So the third round, I'm like, I gotta do something. Shocking off.
And I was like, yo.
See, I knew this was gonna be a body bag. Nowhere near debatable. But since I killed you them first 2 rounds, see now, I can just play with you. See, 24/7, all my niggas steady lurking. Same shit I do on paper is the shit I do in person. I know some niggas that move keys, no piano though. When I dump it, it sound like a trumpet when I let it blow. I can pull some strings and find out where your fam stay, load the drum on the chopper and let the fucking band play. Now third round, I usually get real, but I ain't gonna do the same shit. Since they like talking, I'ma just kill every nigga that you came with. I'm ready for war. Anywhere that I know to shoot, hand in my jacket as I slowly start approaching you. Catch him in the mall, run up, put that photo you and let it flash in the middle of the mall. Now that's a photo shoot.
He's like, come here. What's up, Blaze?
When the sun go down, turn Baltimore to a motherfucking ghost town. Bitch nigga, I'll let that 4 pound go.
Try it.
It'll lay you, your guardian angel and your ghost down.
Though, how do you even think like that? Like,
I mean, because I grew up on battle rap culture for real. Like, if you heard of Smack DVD, they used to come on like VHSs, right? I'm showing my age. VHSs, right? Like, I'm 25, but yeah. So like the VHSs used to have the Smack DVDs, and me and my brother, because he was a battle rapper, like he the whole reason I rap for real. So we used to watch the Smack DVDs, and this was back when like Murder Mook was still battling, was still good because he battled now and he sucked to me. Loaded Lux, Party Artie, all them old New York legends, T-Rex, Young Miles, all of them was really in their prime. And, you know, I just kind of grew up on that culture. So my brother ended up building a battle league in Virginia. And I'm getting all in my past. So
is that now? I got a question before. Like, is that the Headhunters? Because I know that you was rapping with them. Mm-hmm. So did your brother? He's the one who came up with Headhunters.
That is him.
Wow, that's dope. That's lit.
Yeah, it started because he was battling. He was used to battle after school, and then they used to have these big ass crowds, and a police officer came up and was like, "Yo, if you was to charge people like to get into a building and do this shit, you can make some money." And that's how it started for him. So I end up battling because, fun fact, I caught my first case when I was 15.
What was that, if you don't mind asking?
A conspiracy to commit strong arm robbery.
You just couldn't stay away from that. That was your MO, huh?
That's right. Nah, man, I ain't do it. I mean, I never did it. I mean, I'm innocent. Fuck you niggas talking about. So, because he would never let me battle. His thing used to always be focus on the music, focus on the music, focus on the music. Whole time, I'm 16. My music sucked. It was terrible. But you couldn't tell me that.
You gotta be real.
That shit was like, to me, that shit was the hardest shit ever. You know what I mean? So, catch the case or whatever. I'm stuck on house arrest for a little minute, and I'm just writing. You know, not really. That was the moment in my life where I was like, I might take rap serious. Right? Yeah. I was 16. Yeah, 16. So, I was 15 at the time. I'm lying. So, finally, just on some trying to keep me out of trouble shit, this nigga was like, all right, man, you want to battle? You want to battle? I'm like, hell yeah. Don't know what I'm signing up for real. Be like, you want to battle? I'm like, yeah. So the rest was history. Yeah, that's how I ended up battling.
Would you go back to the two?
Absolutely not.
Why? I feel like, well, first of all, let me ask you a question. Which one do you feel like it's harder, coming up with a project like the one that you just dropped, 1919, or battle rapping?
Battle, for sure.
Yeah, because you got to be hip to, verbs. You got to know how to play on words and all that stuff like that. But you was good at it. So why wouldn't you want to go back and do something like that?
Because I feel like for that era of battle rap, I was decent. But battle rap has just evolved to a point where I feel like it would be more worth my time to invest my mental energy into music than it would be into battling. Because, like, I'm not in that same place no more, you know, emotionally, spiritually, where I can just sit in your face and tell you how I'm gonna do all these negative things to you for 10 minutes. Like, I just don't have that in me no more. Like, I'm a lot more peaceful now. I'm a lot more positive. Like, that shit, you really was coming from an angry place for real.
Yeah, I know. I see. Yeah, I see.
I was mad, man. Don't know why, but I was pissed. You know what I mean? Right. So I just don't. So it would be harder for me to get into that zone, as opposed to me just, you know, living life and writing about it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I would never get back into battle rap. Ever. No.
Well, I would say this. Battle rap is like, it's straight freestyle, straight from the head or something like that.
That is a lie.
It is not. It's not? You think it's rehearsed?
It is. 99% of all battle rap is written.
Not you telling me secrets.
It's not you exposing them. 99% of all battle rap is written. The only thing that might be freestyled is if you say something and I put a rebuttal in at the beginning of a round. That is the only thing that's freestyle. All that shit is written, prepared for months in advance. Niggas not slick. Niggas just slick.
They got me because I thought it was real. I thought it was just coming from the head.
It is not.
All right, so when you were battle rapping, you were offered an opportunity. So let's get into that because you didn't take it.
Yeah, no.
And a lot of people probably would have.
Yeah, I was 17. It was my senior year of high school. I got an offer to battle on Smack, go up to New York. So I go the first time, and you know everybody going crazy because this nigga's only 17. Right. But so then they invite me to come back again. But I mean, and I guess the thing why I be so against like jumping back into battle rap or, you know, just kind of apprehensive about, you know, that old part of my career in general, just because like my intentions in life have never been to be a battle rapper. And when you got that battle rapper label on you, I mean, nobody wants to hear your music. Like, there's no battle rapper that we ride to in the car. You see what I'm saying?
They're usually underground.
Yeah. And that's because, you know, typically they can't make music. Because in order to battle rap, you got to be in a totally different mindset from making music. Like, it's two totally different ball games, and you can't try to mix the two. It's never going to work. Right. So they offered me the shot and to come back. And this would have been basically like me signing a URL contract, really going forward with my career as a battle rapper. But I just never been a goal of mine. Well, combine that with the fact that I was still in the streets and won't really taking rap as seriously as I should have. I mean, that just kind of combined, and you know, just that's what led to me turning it down. probably should have not turned it down just for the sake of everything that happened after.
No, I think you probably I think you were smart in the way that you was doing it. You like you said, once you get into that industry, it's kind of hard to get out of. So I think you had your mind made up. So there's nothing wrong with that, man. At least you had an opportunity. How many people can really say they were trying to put me on contract to do this?
For sure.
You gotta that's dope. That's lit though.
It's just crazy. I will never battle again. I can't stress.
Do you have any favorites right now?
Sue Surf, absolutely. I still watch battle rap. I love battle rap. I love watching shit is entertaining. It's just not something that I want to do personally.
Yeah, you sticking with the music.
It's over.
The creativity.
It's over. Yeah. I get to have fun. I mean, I can't. You don't get to make baby making battle raps. You know what I mean?
Nah.
You don't get to make party battle raps.
Come to your city, we on tour. Hit your block, then swing back for the encore. Like, who want more? Well, fuck that. Damn, girl, where you been? You ain't gonna introduce me to your friends. No, I am not trying to be your man. I'm trying to fuck both of y'all if I can. I ain't really with the small talk, baby. I'm trying to get to that action. You know the logo, this shit Civil Savage. They run in the streets, do we catch them in traffic? What? I heard they robbed that boy for all of his ice. Look, the only thing the nigga taking from me is advice. I just hit a buck in the beat. I got this money to spend.
Well, I seen a post. I still ask you anyway. I seen a post where it was just the rappers that's in the game right now, you put them in a studio and you tell them to do a 16, they can't do it no more. These rappers just not do that. You think you can still really go into the studio and really lay down that and you think you can still do that?
Because you gotta understand, my roots are in rap. I just happen to appreciate different kinds of music, and it reflects in the music that I make. But my roots is definitely in boom bap 90s. When I first started rapping, I just wanted to sound like Jay-Z all the time. I wanted to be like Jay-Z and Drake, and I didn't really know where I fit in the mix of that.
Yeah.
But I'm still rooted in that era of really being able to rap. It just so happens that I'm not one of them niggas that's just stuck in, that's not real music. I hate that mentality. That shit blows me, because niggas who act like that, their music stinks.
Yeah, definitely. The cocky ones, they always,
And music is made to be lived to. I can't live life to, imagine you in the whip, you got your people with you, y'all finna pull up to the club. We not listening to certain shit. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear metaphors on my way to the function. I just don't.
You trying to get lit.
No bullshit. We swinging the bottle around the whip, listening to
J. Cole.
Miracle, spherical. Bro, I don't want to hit it.
You're not trying to hit Kendrick right now.
And no disrespect to them, they're great.
They're great.
They're great for what they great for, and that's not what they great for. That's just the reality of it. Yeah, bro. Bro, roll up, bro. Cut on this goddamn. Cut on this Tech 9. I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Fuck out of here, man.
So for you, when you creating and stuff like that, would you prefer? Do you just go to the booth? I mean, you go in the booth and you just start spitting, or are you a writer?
I'm a writer for sure. Hold on, I might have just lied to you.
You've been lying this whole interview.
I've been lying this whole interview. This shit been all cap. Nah. What I do, a lot of times I go to the studio with a central idea and maybe most of it written. But then, when you in there and you hearing shit and your mind just taking you places. Fun fact, I freestyled the whole second verse of Slave. Because just for that song in particular, certain songs, for me, it don't make sense to try to write. You're not going to get raw emotion for real. Because the thoughts get kind of watered down as you go from the mental to the pad or whatever, or to your phone. That's just the way it goes. So certain songs, it just don't make sense to try to write. But for the most part, I go with a central idea, if it's not already all the way written. And then from there, I just fill in the blanks as I go along.
Yeah, it's just like an outline. Cause
for sure.
And this, what we do here, even with the questions that I ask you, it's not so much of all it was written down. It's I got an outline of it, but then it's more so more personable. So
it's just
let's really have a question.
Just how it
so
feeds,
it's the same way in rap. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. So what's next for you?
I'm working on a project right now, as you can tell, because I ain't got no haircut. Whenever I'm working on an album, I don't cut my hair.
Why? Is that I
don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of like a ritual.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, I'm just gonna thug it. I mean,
what's this new project? What does it consist of?
It's a little longer than 1919.
How many songs we thinking this are?
I'm thinking like 11 right now. Might drop it to 10.
It's gonna be like an album, man.
Yeah, I just probably drop it to 10 though, just because 11 kind of long.
I mean, but if it's good music.
Yeah. But it should be, you know.
When can we expect that?
What's today?
Today is the 7th.
It's like next month, like the 7th.
Like March 7th?
Yeah.
So you're just giving yourself how does it, so that's my question. How do you balance school and doing these projects? Like for me, this is not easy. Like trying to get everything done, like especially when you almost about to graduate and stuff. Right. How are you balancing all of these things?
It's 24 hours in a day, man. Like you'll be surprised. I don't sleep for real though. Like except for like when I really get the opportunity to sleep. But a lot of days, I'm off like 4 hours of sleep. Like today, I'm off like 4 hours of sleep. Just getting to it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what is it when you try to run it up, you don't need no sleep.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But what is I'm sleeping for? Like,
yeah. My mama raised me better than this. She also raised me not to be nobody bitch. Damn. So now I'm caught on the fence, just hoping that I don't get caught with this stick. Easier said than done. See, mama used to drag us all to church on every Sunday. Till I started bucking, told my mama I ain't coming. I'd rather hang with all of my niggas and get some money. Plus I ain't feel comfortable in no church bringing my gun in. And so it goes. So now I'm posted on that block, looking for a bunch of respect that I never got. Looking back, I let niggas get away with a lot. I swear you lucky, cause a lot of you niggas I should've shot. And speaking of, stop talking about the way that I act, or saying shit like you too talented to walk around scrap. Cause when it's drama time, niggas ain't concerned with none of that. And ain't no bullet gonna avoid me cause it know that I can rap. That's just the simple facts.
Okay, well, I definitely want to thank you for coming back to the show, man.
Anything for premiere.
And congratulations again on this project. Yo, if you have not heard of this project yet, you go out and download 1919. It's on Apple Music. I promise you won't be disappointed.
No, you will not be disappointed.
Yes, you won't be. You got any final words for us? Anything to leave us with?
Follow me on Instagram at Riq Fisher. It's RIQ FISHER. Drink responsibly. Stream 1919.
This is sarcasm for me. Thank y'all for tuning back into the show. We will be back next week with another guest in the studio. Again, Riq, thanks for coming out, and we will see you guys next week.